Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So this latest kick that I'm on is called What's the Historia, Morning Gloria, and these are songs that are about historic events and take very few creative liberties with them. Last week we looked at the song Zombie by the Cranberries, and then we also looked at the song 8th of November by Big and Rich. Now we are going to take a look at The Death of Emmett Till by Bob Dylan. While Bob Dylan has many songs about historical events, he definitely has a tendency to take history into his own hands sometimes. But in listening to this song, he stays true to the story, and any details he leaves out, he even says they did some things too evil to repeat. There are so many beautifully poetic and powerful lines in this song, and I'll break down my favorites by verse. In the first verse, he mentions screaming sounds in the barn, contrasted with laughing sounds on the street. In the second verse, he says that he was a black-skinned boy, so he was born to die. This, of course, obviously referring to Emmett Till. And in the third verse, he says that the people on the jury helped the brothers commit the crime. This trial was a mockery, but nobody seemed to mind. The last two verses are a call to action because although it happened in the past, albeit the recent past, as the earliest recording of this song was only 7 years after Till's murder, there are still modern-day lynchings that we turn a blind eye to. Dylan would revisit the theme of another unfair trial in the lonesome death of Hattie Carroll a few years later, but he definitely took some creative liberties there. With that being said, the general message of Dylan's protest songs still hold up 60 years later, which says a lot about both his writing and our justice system. So melodically and structurally, the song uses a capo on the 3rd fret and is in the key of C minor. It uses for the first line C minor, E flat slash B flat, F slash A, and A flat, which is a 1-3-4 flat 6th pattern. The second line is C minor, E flat slash B flat, F slash A, and G, which is a 1-3-4-5 pattern. They repeat the first line chords then, and then instrumentally the song just contains guitar. Dylan used those sparse arrangements quite a bit in his early days, and it allowed for the lyrics to stand out more than they would have with a fuller arrangement, although he also did that to great effect after he went electric. The song contains all verses, of which there are 7, and since, at least in Dylan's eyes, this killing was so blatantly wrong, there was no need for a chorus with a subjective take. Instead, he opts to just tell the story in those 7 verses and let us sit with what was done. I do want to point out too, when I say objectively wrong, there's a great Dylan quote that I read when I went to the Bob Dylan Center in Tulsa a couple of years ago, and it basically says that standing up for what's right shouldn't be political, and so even though this was made into a political thing, in the civil rights movement, in the larger context of that, in Dylan's eyes, this wasn't political. It was just standing up for what was right. And so just telling the story straight up was what he wanted to do, instead of, throwing in a chorus or something along those lines. So that is The Death of Emmett Till by Bob Dylan, again, off of the What's the Historia, Morning Gloria vlog kick that I'm doing through the Memphis Songwriters Association. I'm Minnesota Mike. Make sure you check out all of my other videos and all of my other vlogs and all of that good stuff, and my blogs on the Memphis Songwriters Association website. Thank you so much.